Hello, Viral List Builders. It's me again. It is 10 a.m. Eastern, and aren't we changing times again on like this weekend? Doesn't daylight savings time pop in pretty soon? Uh, I I think that's really crazy. It's only March, but somebody told me the other day that daylight savings time in the United States starts on Sunday. Anyway, today is Thursday. I think I said that. And I'm a little off. I'm having a little trouble getting the brain going. I had trouble sleeping last night. And I know you don't care, right? Hi, there's people here. Please comment and let me know who's here. I am using Ecamm Live. And Ecamm Live does not give me that little pop up that says who's here. Like if you're going straight to Facebook Live. So I don't unfortunately get to say hi to anybody unless you tell me who you are. Although I think I can click on this link and go straight into Facebook. But see, I've done this before and I've never been able to turn it off because it suddenly starts throwing up all kinds of loud things in my head. And I can't like pause it because it's live. Anyway, that's not going to work. All right, give up. For those of you who missed out yesterday, wow, 6 of you are here. This is really awesome. Nobody's commenting though. Please, 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 please. It does help me if you comment so I know who's here. There's Danny DeVries. Hi. Great for you for tuning in. If you missed out yesterday, I talked about 3 or 4 things. I talked about the new Asana task list. If you got to see that, go back to yesterday's live video and watch that because I think that Asana task list, and it again is for creating a contest. It's got a bazillion steps for what you need to do to create an awesome contest. And hey, AJ, you made it this time. Way to go. The problem with the task list is I keep adding stuff to it. Yesterday I was talking to somebody in Facebook Messenger and I suddenly realized that I didn't have a section in there for, well, there's a testing section, but I didn't have a testing section for picking winners. And that's important. It is highly critical that you understand whatever tool you're using, whether you're using UpViral or any of the other tools, how to pick a winner. And I'm surprised at the number of people that get into a contest, start running it, and don't know how to pick the people that are going to win the prizes. I also, I'm gonna pick on David, who was doing the Bunkie contest. I talked to him before the campaign ended, and he asked me how to pick winners, and I helped him understand the process. And I said, but don't do it live, because I know you're thinking about doing it live. And he said, why not? And I said, well, number one, the screens show the email address of the person who wins. There isn't a, I'm going to do this live, so don't show a whole bunch of stuff. Kind of a screen inside of UpViral. And so he went ahead and did it live, and then he had to say, well, all right, you people don't email the winner, even though I just showed her email address. Please don't be swamping her with emails, trying to convince her to, send the prize her direction or your direction or whatever, and because I've seen that happen before. I've seen winners get picked online, and then suddenly there is a flood of emails that show up in that winner's inbox going, hey, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, girl. And that's not what you want to happen. The second thing is that I never do that right. You don't want to have the winner's name shown because, and I'll go back to David's example, he can only deliver the prize within like 300 or 400 mile radius of his hometown because it's a big, massive thing that loads on a truck. And therefore, If somebody entered, he's in Ontario, and if somebody entered from Rwanda in Africa, and you just slap their name up on the screen, and they happen to be watching live, they're going to think you're going to ship the prize to Rwanda, even though you said in the terms and conditions that they weren't eligible because they had to be in Ontario. But you're opening yourself up to a big problem if somebody's name gets picked and then for whatever reason maybe they cheated, maybe they put in too many entries, maybe they did things that you didn't check out beforehand. So I never ever ever think you should pick somebody live. There's just too many things that can go wrong. Now, you can pick somebody, go through the process and announce it live. Absolutely. But you got to draw that name beforehand. Now, I also, for those of you who don't know, I also record every time I do a prize winner selection for my own records. I save that video because if somebody were to say, well, you cheated or you just picked your best friend or blah, 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 I have a video stream of that entire process, which goes through and I actually show where I went and checked to see what their location was, whether they qualified correctly, etc. Because I want to cover my fanny, right? That's a cover your fanny kind of thing because people do sue other people. I know that's crazy, right? So make sure, hey, Michael Posner, thanks for tuning in and thank you for commenting. It's just something that I really encourage you to make sure that you're very careful on your winner selection. You can always turn around and make a video, of course, once you do that, but you're going to block out the email address with the little blocky email thing, all right? My words just aren't working today. But in the editor, you can cover up their email address somehow so that they don't get swamped with a whole bunch of emails. You just don't want to be exposing that. And I didn't mention that there's privacy issues, right? I mean, some people don't want their email address exposed to the planet. Now, obviously, not everybody's going to see your winner live feed or whatever, but it's not a good idea to do that. But that's the kind of stuff that I added to the checklist, the Asana contest checklist. Now, I mentioned that yesterday, and it's not going to be a free thing. I'd like to be able to give it away for free, and I'm probably going to boil it down to, like a free lead magnet kind of thing. But there's like close to 100 action items inside this task list at this point with all kinds of tips. And right now I even have samples of images. I have email samples. So there's all kinds of valuable stuff inside this Asana task list. And if you're interested in that, comment and let me know, and I will see what I can do about getting that to you. Right now, I don't have it finalized. I have a website that is called Templana. If you know Asana, you can have templates inside Asana, but they're templates you make or they're templates Asana makes. And there's this website called Templana that will sell or give away your template for you. And I have communicated with the gentleman that runs that website, and he and I are going to get that set up. If you know about Asana, you can have up to 15 people on your Asana for free, and once you go over 15, you got to start paying for people. And it's $10 a month per person, and so I'm currently right now at the 15 people limit. And so I can't add anybody else on there just to do testing. And so I'm kind of stuck until I finalize that. So I've been asking people to test this task list to see if there's anything that's missing. Because the process of moving it over to Templana is not pretty, from what I understand. So the guy that owns that site's not going to want to do that multiple times for me. It's not going to be dynamic. Every time I come up with something new, I can add it over there. But I'm really excited about it because I believe that there are so many people that struggle with how do I do this. And one of the biggest sections in there is the planning section, which I mentioned yesterday. People aren't doing enough planning. People don't think about all of the ramifications of running their campaign before they start running it, and therefore it doesn't do very well. And so that's my big deal right now. I have a new training program that I'm working on. The people who are in the Giveaway Rocket Mothership called Founders, the people that have gotten in early, have access now. I sent it out yesterday to the 15 modules that I have added for the planning section, and I'm still not finished making the planning section. But the planning section is... Hey, Renya. Gotta say it right. I gotta think about how you spelled it for me the other day. But the planning section, if you've ever seen me go through a planning session with a client, and I have broadcast now 3 of those, I think, and they're in... I have to think. They're not in the mothership yet, but they will be in the paid section, because there's a lot of valuable content in there. But typically, I take between an hour to... Screensaver. Gosh, that means I've been at this 11 minutes. Typically, it takes an hour to 2 hours to run through the education process of doing proper planning. And I know that scares some people away. And one person I talked to last week said, really? Only 2 hours? Like, well, I thought I was trying to minimize it. But there is just so much that you really, really, really need to think about in order to make a campaign work really well. And you want the campaign to work really well, right? I'll go back to what Jenna Apgar and I talked about. I worked on her for months because she kept telling me that contests don't work. Contests don't work. I've tried them before. And she and I got on 2 different calls and did the live planning session. And at the end of the second call, which was like 2.5 hours total between the 2, I said, now do you understand why your first campaigns failed? And the light bulbs have been going off throughout the whole thing, where she's like, holy cow, I didn't understand what I was doing wrong. So over the next year, if you tune in to see me talk, I'm going to talk a lot about planning. And believe you me, planning is not one of the things that I love doing. It's not considered the fun, sexy stuff, right? Actually building the campaign and testing the lead pages, running it and seeing the joy and all that kind of stuff is really fun. But I don't know that many people like doing the planning. I certainly don't like doing the planning. Although in what I've been doing and working with clients, and if you want to run a campaign, please contact me because I'd be happy to work with you. And I can either do it for you as a done-for-you service, or I can show you how to do it. I can teach you. I can advise you based on what you've already done. I can do reviews of your existing campaign if you're starting one. I'll give you an example. I talked to Ken. And I apologize, Ken, because last names sometimes just don't work for me. Ken. I've talked to Ken multiple times. Ken at Cherry Task. Ken, anyway. I talked to Ken last summer, early fall. He and I did a 30-minute strategy session, and I talked to him about the planning, and I said, well, I'd be happy to work with you and, run your campaign for you if you're interested. And of course, as everybody is willing to do, he said, I think I'll try it myself. Right, that's fine. Absolutely fine. 4 days into running his campaign, he connected with me on Messenger, and he said, Mitch, I don't care what it costs. You got to help me because I'm giving away a $3,500 prize. And so far, in 4 days, I have 8 leads. I have 8 leads. I need help. And so he and I worked together and did some things. They weren't everything that I would have liked to have done, because many of the things you have to do in pre-planning, right? In planning ahead, once the campaign's already running, legally there are certain things you can't change, but we could have done some things differently as well. But by the end of the campaign, Ken had over 600 leads. He decided some of them were bogus and instant unsubscribes, so he ended up with 580 or something. But he was very happy at the end, based on the fact that he started out after 4 days with only 8 leads. So there are plenty of things that you can do once campaign starts that we can try to fix. If you're having trouble, of course, give me a shout, and I will be happy to work with you on that. Realize, those of you who are watching that don't know, it's not cheap. Frankly, I worked with a mentor last week, and she said, Mitch, you ought to think about how many hours you have in learning and working with clients and what the value of that is, which I had never really thought about doing. And if you take the number of hours that I estimate that I've been learning and working on campaigns, I have done over 70 campaigns myself. In the last 4 years that I've been doing this, there's probably $2 to $3 million worth of value. I've backed that way off. I'm saying, if somebody asks, I would say, I have about $1 million in knowledge, because 2 million sounds crazy. But even 1 million sounds like a lot. But if you take the number of hours that I put into this with an hourly rate, there's a lot of stuff up here and a lot of things that I've learned that I could help you guys with. Which is why I want all of you. Renia, for example, is in as a founder in the mothership, and I am happy to have her, because her first campaign is, I don't know if it's still running, but we worked on it a little bit last week. Happy to help out people that have come in to join us at the mothership at the founders level. I still have that open. I said I was going to shut it down, but frankly, I haven't convinced enough people to come in yet, because there's a lot of people that just don't understand the value. Renia understands the value. AJ, I know, understands the value, because I've worked with him. Oh, it's not running yet. Oh, that's right. We were going to launch it this week, weren't we? Man, how time flies. I can't believe it's Thursday. I just flat out cannot believe it's Thursday. Anyway, what I have to do in 2019 is educate people about the value of running contests. And that's what I've learned in the last 6 months in talking daily to people that are either thinking about running contests or have run them and they failed. Is there's this big cloud, really kind of hovering over the giveaway planet, atmosphere. Try to get that giveaway, the planet thing in there. But people have this misconception, like Jenna did, that she's tried contests and she didn't get very many leads, and the ones that she did get never turned into buyers. And I have to educate people. I have to educate the world that they do. Screensaver again. I must be really going on. 19 minutes so far. But the contest, I'll throw the stats at you again. The study that I posted the other day from Wharton School of Business said that referred leads, people that come to you from a referral from a customer or a previous person that's used your products or interested in your products and's done research, people who are referred spend 26% more. I've seen 20 and 26. It's somewhere in there. They spend more money on your products because they were referred. There's this level of trust that comes along with a referral. So if Betty says, hey, Jane, you should try this product. I've used it and it works great. Maybe there's some problem, blah, 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 blah. But Jane is now more confident, and Jane will spend more money because she was referred. There's this warm, fuzzy feeling. There's this extra income that comes through a referral. Am I talking about contests? No. But the way we do our contests, we are encouraging people to share on the social media. We're asking them to go find people to refer them to your contest. And therefore, those people that are referred, that come to you as brand new leads, that cost you virtually nothing, those people are more inclined, to the tune of 26%, to spend more money on your stuff if you can nurture them into a buyer. Now, you still have to touch them 7 times, right? Most marketing gurus say that you still have to touch somebody. I'm touching me. They don't trust you instantly. You have to nurture them. You have to convince them that what you're doing is of value to them, and what you're selling is going to help them and benefit them, and it's going to solve their problems. Everybody understands that the iPad solves certain problems, right? But whatever product you're trying to do, Renya, for example, who sells belts, and we were doing a campaign for men's belts. And as an example, she and I talked a lot about the lead page, because the lead page that she had roughed out simply said, win a new men's belt, right? It's worth $60, whatever the value is. And I said, look, a man coming to this is not going to go, oh, it's a belt, You got to show them what the benefits are. Show them that if their pants are currently falling down, your belt's going to help them. If they have a belt and it's rotted through because it's cheap, crappy built, then you've got to educate them to say, look, our belts are going to last a lifetime, blah, blah, blah. All the different things that you could possibly do. That's part of the message that you have to have in your campaign. You can't just say, all right, if you're going to give away an iPad, everybody knows what an iPad is, what it does, and why it benefits them. So you can say, I'm going to give away an iPad, or I'm going to give away $250, blah. There isn't a whole lot of selling you have to do there. But if you have a product that people don't necessarily understand, like giveaways, right? That's my problem. You got to convince them. Now, to go along with that, if you're still stuck with me here, thank you for sticking on. I am working on something right now that I announced on Monday called Win Together. So let's suppose you're a business person that has never run a contest and doesn't totally understand it. And you're probably kind of going, it sounds complicated. Well, it can be. There's a lot to learn. But if you go listen to the marketing of the gurus, or let me rephrase that, the people selling the software, they're going to make it sound like, 30 minutes, you can have a contest. Whee! Ooh, you're going to get so many leads. It's going to be perfect. That was not an imitation of anybody in particular. There's that little disclaimer down at the bottom that says, Mitch doesn't know how to act, right? And it's getting warm in this room because I'm getting wound up, like I always do when I talk about this, because I think this is so exciting. Anyway, so the Win Together program that I announced Monday, we're going to work together to teach you how to do a contest. We're going to do the planning part that I talked about at the beginning of the call that nobody wants to do, but I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then, screensaver, then everybody that comes in, and Renya is one of those people, and AJ, I'd love to have you there, and Michael and Danny and whoever else is out there, I want to have you in on this program, because once we learn how to do it, we're going to build the campaigns, and then we're going to work together so that everybody comes into this Win Together program is going to be talking about everybody else's campaign. And so in the month of April, we're going to promote the heck out of each other. Okay? One of the biggest problems people have when they're running their campaign is, where do I get traffic? Where do I find these people? So what we're going to do is we're going to work together as a unit. A whole bunch of us are going to work together. Now, you may say, well, I'm in the middle of, I'm a coach, a personal coach, and so why would I talk about Renya's truth belts? Why would I send that out to my list? Why would I tell my tribe about it? Well, just because you're in your niche and you want to grow your list in your niche, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you saying, hey, look, I'm working with some other people and we're promoting this new concept where we're going to talk about contests. And so today's contest, if we do it daily, and I still haven't figured out how this is going to work because it just came to me a couple of days ago, but I'm working with Renya, and she's got these really cool belts. And so you may not be interested in that right now, but I want to expose you to this. I was just thinking of pants dropping and exposure, but anyway, don't go there, Mitch. But working together and helping each other promote their stuff helps your audience. Now, some of them will go, I don't want to hear about the other stuff, and maybe they'll unsubscribe and you'll be sad and tears will flow. But my experience is most people don't tune out. They go, if you present the message right, they will be interested, and some of those people will be interested in Renya's belts. Some of the people in Renya's list might be interested in your coaching program. Don't know, but if you go back to the way we share things on Facebook and Twitter with our viral tools, if Renya shares your coaching program on her Facebook thing, on her Facebook timeline, how many of Renya's fans that she has that are friends are interested in coaching? She doesn't know. But she's putting it out there. She's recommending it. You remember that 26% I talked about before? So Renya's giving you a little bit of authority because she's recommending it to her audience. So she's recommending you as somebody she knows, values, and trusts. Now, she may not know you, but by the time we get there, hopefully everybody will know each other. But I think you can see that doing a win together program potentially could be very good. It's gonna boost your own campaign. It's gonna boost everybody else's campaign. We're gonna expose more people to the concept of running contests, which we'll do it again in April, in May, June, or July, or sometime. And so that's going to help everybody out that signs up. I'm firmly convinced. If you're interested in getting in on that, AJ, I know you're not one of our founders yet. Danny, if you're still here, or Michael, if you're still here, this is a golden opportunity to get in on the ground floor and to do it, to build your business, to build your email list. And what I still have to keep teaching people, I'm not going to be able to find it. This morning when I was surfing Facebook, I saw something, and I'll show it tomorrow Friday. But if you don't tune in, so there was a screen grab of a white piece of paper up on the front of the teacher, a fourth grade teacher said, let's count in this class in the next hour how many alerts come across on your phone. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. This is really interesting. And they broke it out by category of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, email, Snapchat, and a couple other things. I don't remember what they were. But I was really surprised that a bunch of fourth graders, and I still think maybe we have ruined our kids. If fourth graders have smartphones that are going off in class, I think this is a problem in the first place, right? But I was surprised, and I'll show you this thing tomorrow. It would take me too long to find it. It's in my saved Facebook things. But the number of kids in 4th grade that got email alerts. I'm constantly hearing from the famous guru people that email is dead. And yet, I think the second biggest block of tick marks was email alerts. Might have been Facebook, I think, was first. I was surprised Snapchat was so low. Snapchat was really low. But email is not freaking dead. And email, your list, is the number one thing that you can have in your business that you can take away with you if Facebook shuts you down, Google shuts you down. All these other tools are potentially going to shut you down because you do something wrong and you don't even know you did something wrong. And let me tell you about the time that I was doing an affiliate program on Amazon, and Amazon took $5,000 out of my pocket. $5,000 that they took away from me because they said I did something wrong, and they wouldn't tell me what I did. And try getting a hold of customer support at Facebook or Amazon or whatever, especially when you got $5,000 that's being yanked away from you. They won't answer you. They'll simply say you broke their terms and conditions. I'll never forget that. It was so aggravating. So I don't advocate you. I mean, obviously, I want you doing Facebook Messenger. I'm learning Facebook Messenger right now in order to run contests there and to notify people about stuff. But one of the first things I'm learning inside Facebook Messenger is how to get people's email addresses so that they can be subscribed to my list, so that if my Facebook Messenger gets yanked away from me, I can still connect with those people. And that's what you need to be doing too. Email lists are worth $1 per email per month. I don't know if you've heard that before. You're going to hear it out of me many times. I'm going to ring the cash register. $1 per email per month. If you nurture your list properly, it doesn't just turn into gold. But if you have 1,000 people on your email list, that's $12,000 a year in potential revenue that you're leaving on the table. And it can often be higher than that. That's the average. Did you hear me on that? $1 per email per month. So if you're not building your email list, why are you leaving all that revenue on the table? Those are people that potentially can come into your business and buy what you're trying to sell. And if it's not about buying, maybe you're just kind of like me. I mean, obviously, I want to feed my family, right? But I also want to help people. I want to help them grow their business. I have a skill set that I've developed, and I want to spread that to as many people as possible. That's, as AJ said, my life's purpose and mission is to get the word out, because in the 70 campaigns that I've done and working with all of the clients that I've worked with, I'm finding out that this works. This done properly will turn into cash on your bottom line. Yes, they start as leads, but you also have to nurture them, convince them to buy your stuff. I'm even on email lists where every day I get something new to buy. And I'm like, why do you people just send something new every day to buy? Why aren't you teaching me something? Why aren't you giving me value? But I stay on the list because I want to see how they're doing, right? I'm trying to learn more about the email side of things. Anyway, I can't believe I've been ranting for 33 minutes and some of you are still here. So thank you for that. Thank you. If you're tuning in on a replay, please do # replay so that I know that you've come back in. I should have said that at the beginning because people probably tuned me out by now. If you guys have any questions, I started out to do a Q&A today. If you have any questions about running a campaign, go ahead and type them in. I'll give you a minute. I'll see if I can ramble about something. Let me give you some thoughts, right? I'm going to switch over to my desktop. See if it works properly. I love looking at somebody sent me a message, so I wanted to see if it was one of you. I love looking at other contests, so I was looking at this site called Freaky Friday. Freddy's. I almost said Freaky Friday. even though I was reading Freaky Freddy's. And Freaky Freddy's is a place where there's a whole bunch of free, right? One of the sections they have over here on the left is contests, which I have clicked on, and so you can see contests that they are promoting. So Freaky Freddy's is paid to promote most of these things, which you can get on their list, and you can send them some money and get on this page. Yesterday, we looked at this Songmatics. If you were here yesterday, oh, I got that message there. The blankets giveaway we looked at yesterday. If you happen to be here, you can tune in from yesterday's thing. But I was looking at a couple of these. Victoria's Secret. They run a sweepstakes a month. They're running a contest all the time. If you ever look at their terms and conditions, let me pop this up really fast because it's really small. But somewhere down here, did I miss it? Maybe it was one of the other websites. I guess it was one of the other ones. They listed about 10 different websites they were running the same contest on, so it's obviously not that one. Sorry. But people obviously enter these things, enter a chance to win Victoria's Secret shopping spree. They are listing their most recent winners, but they don't tell you a whole lot about who they are, which is what drives me crazy. This one is listed on the contest page. Oops, I hit the wrong key there. This is receive an Apple Watch with a prepaid Visa gift card. So I was looking at, well, how do so I can enter my email address, but it says this is an advertisement, blah, blah, blah. In order to receive the items as offered, you must complete participation requirements, including taking surveys. So this isn't actually a contest. This is, you go do a whole bunch of stuff for us, and maybe we'll give you one, which I really dislike. But it showed up on the contest page, so thought that was a little misleading. This one I thought was rather interesting. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on it yet. Fascinating to me to see these things. Sorry, I'm just checking to see something. All right. Enjoy Disney World with your family on us. Get a chance to win this $1,000 package. Well, this is from a company called Vouchers Avenue. And my friend Sean is doing not vouchers, but discount discount cards. So if you buy something for like Pizza Hut, that's a $50 gift value, then you can buy it for $40. So he's selling that, and he's always trying to find good ways to get people on his list in order to sell them vouchers or those gift cards at a discount. I'm not sure how valid giving away a Disney World trip is to the target audience here, assuming Vouchers Avenue is doing what I was talking about that Sean does and tries to sell people discounts. By winning the lottery, and it's not a lottery, by the way, so that scares me off, because a lottery means you have to spend money to get in. So they're using the wrong words. A valid $1,000 gift certificate. Well, I'd hate to have an invalid one, right? To purchase your prize, so they're not even giving you the freaking thing. You could go spend the $1,000 on whatever you want. One winner, no contractual pictures. I don't know what that means. Non-contractual pictures. Does that mean you have to supply pictures? Neither Disney endorses in any way Tagda Media LLC. Is that who Vouchers Avenue is? And there's no way to click this, by the way, to see anything. So let's look at the terms and conditions. Okay, good. They have some. Typically, people don't when I get in on some of these. So the promotion period ends on December 31st, 2019. So they're only giving one of these away. Odds of winning, winners list, blah, blah, blah. So they've got some good terms and conditions here. I'm obviously not reading all of it. Eligibility, individuals, legal residents in the United States and District of Columbia, 18 or older. Void where invalid. Directors of Vouchers Avenue. Is that even the same company that was listed on the front? No. Huh. That's a little bothersome, isn't it? Vouchers Avenue. Oh, it is the same. Sorry. Okay. So AJ asks, I don't know if I can, let me throw that up there. Too many boxes to fill? What's your opinion? Boxes. Boxes, who's got the boxes? If one, who should we send the prize to? Get a chance to win simply by completing the survey. So this is the survey, interestingly enough. I don't consider this a survey. This isn't asking any questions other than identifying, unless continue takes me somewhere else, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to be on their list. Well, I could do, right? So, AJ's question, too many boxes? I think it would scare me away. This whole thing scares me away, frankly, AJ. So I don't really understand who these people are. They do have good terms and conditions, and I assume that there was an address to go find out more information. They are listing their LLC and marketing partners. Let's see where that goes. So they are working with all of these people. So the answer, AJ, is there's no way in hell I would enter this. We inform you that you can be contacted by email, phone, or SMS by the following partners. To avoid being contacted, you can uncheck the box. So in order for this, I would have to click all of these things and not get that's. So no, no, I'm not entering. But the other thing that bothers me, so there's first name, last name, address, zip code, city, state, email, phone. What is this? Why are they asking me a date? Is this my birth date? Why isn't I assume it's a birth date, but is that the credit card expiration? I guess most people will assume it's their birth date. So they are at least giving us an out to get out of this, all of this marketing. This is fascinating. So clicking here doesn't do anything. Oh, it says I have to fill out this field. Well, accepting the rules. So if I want to validate my participation without receiving commercial offers, I can click here, but I still have to fill out all the stuff above. All right. So at least they're giving me the option to get out of all of those things. I still am assuming this is a birth date. Every time trying to answer AJ's question, every time you add a field, it reduces the number of people that are willing to submit their data. Now, in this case, they want all that information because you're allowing them to send you information, which is, of course, the whole reason why they're doing this campaign in the first place. I think that's way too many, but they're going to be remarketing to you, so they want all that information. And they want to prove that you're of age. Now, of course, everybody can lie on this, but they're trying to convince the children not to enter this campaign because of this date, but they don't even say it's a birth date, so I wouldn't enter this for all the money in the world. I wouldn't. Okay, let me rephrase that. If I was the only winner, I would probably enter. But there's too many things that just scare the conjeebers out of me. So let's just have fun, right? I'm going to use the shortcut here. We'll put in and I don't. Joe Smith. I don't want that. Let's put 0001 Smith Road. Planet. Oh, let's do Joe at test.com because I don't want anything coming to me. And I'll put in my phone number, right? 411. Why isn't that working? There it is. So that is not my phone number. I don't know whose phone number that is. Let me do this. Can I do this? And it's going to make me pick something, right? Isn't this fun? Is anybody still sticking with me because they really want to see what's on the next page? Get paid to give your opinion. Well, that checkbox was not there before. These appeared somewhere along the road. Get paid. Send me relevant daily emails. I agree to the terms and conditions. I just want to click on this. Please confirm your gender. Oh, I didn't do that. I'll pretend I'm a man. Confirm your email. Yes, I confirm it. Is that what they want me to do? I'm going to click here. Please confirm your email. So maybe they don't like test.com, right? Gmail.com. And I know I'm spelling it wrong because I don't want some poor slob named Joe getting emails from me. Click here. They don't like that either. I don't think they're going to let me out of this. They're not, they don't like my email address. All right, well, okay, I give up. This is too much work. So I was going to try to find out what was going on, but I give up. Okay, nobody has asked me any questions other than too many boxes to fill. So we are going to wrap up. This is, wow, gone on 50 minutes, 47 minutes because I started a few minutes late. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, ask them quickly because I'm going to disappear. I appreciate you tuning in. I will be here again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. I am appearing... Oh, I gotta go because I'm appearing on a podcast in 9 minutes. I forgot. Thanks for tuning in. I have to go get ready. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.